my shoes are Lulu's and they're pearls, which is so cute.
So Maya was born underwater.
Okay, now everyone, Maya's telling how she met Tez.
Wait, I thought she was telling when she knew he was the one.
But I could do both. Okay, so in 2012, I was living off campus at this place called UTC, and it was like off-campus housing for college students only. So you had to go to Howard, you had to go to American, or UMD, I think were the choices. And I was living with a friend who I'd met freshman year who had lived on my floor, and she was like Jamaican from New York. We were living together, and it was like she hit her head and suddenly didn't know how to clean. I know you know how to clean, you're Jamaican. Like, let's not play games. So it got so bad that I was like, Dad, for my birthday, can I just have the $300 to switch rooms and get like a random roommate? Because establishing boundaries with a random roommate is so much easier than someone who's your friend, and it just like, because at this point I didn't want to be this girl's friend. So my dad was like, okay, you can switch rooms. So I got a new roommate, and at UTC, everyone had their own lease. So if their roommate didn't pay their rent, they would get kicked out, not you. It wasn't like a communal situation. Nice. Like I had a room with a bathroom, she had a room with a bathroom. We shared like a common area, kitchen, and like a washer dryer. So she was my friend, the girl who I moved in with, her name was Kendra, and she was from Philly. And in her room, her boyfriend Manny, who was also from Philly, who had just graduated, was living in the room too. But it didn't matter because we all had our own leases. So it wasn't like he was taking up utilities that I was paying for. It was all cool. So Manny had just graduated and would be in the room all day, every day making beats. Like that's all he did from sun up to sundown was just make beats. So I got to know everyone, was like friendly with them, and Manny had a few artists who would come over every single day. And Tez was one of them. Like every single day, Tez would come over and record. So one day he wasn't there, and as a joke, I said to Manny, like, oh my God, where's my boyfriend? And Manny was like, oh, I'm gonna tell him, I'm gonna call him right now. And I was like, okay, like, sure, woo, take a break, take a breath. So I texted Tez and was like, yo, Maya said, where's my boyfriend? And Tez was like, tell my girlfriend if she's bold, she'll text me. Oh. I'm always bold. So I texted him. And Manny and Kendra were so excited that we were like texting that they immediately were like, let's hang out, the four of us, let's have a double date. Like, oh my God. So we started to hang out and hang out and hang out. And then one weekend, Manny and Kendra went home to Philly, and Tez and I hung out one-on-one. We had a great time, and the next day he moved into a new apartment. So that day was a Sunday, and I went with Michaela in Georgetown to go get Indian food. And I remember it because I hate Indian, but Dad was like, if you guys go have some Indian food, I'll pay for it. And we were both broke college students, so I was like, well, I guess I'm about to eat some Indian. It's a free meal. So I was at dinner with Michaela, and I remember telling him like, oh, I'm talking to this new guy. He seems kind of cool. Like, we'll see. That night, Tez came over again, and he never went home. From the moment he came over, he never went home. But then I didn't like Howard, so I was transferring schools. So I went to Malawi for the summer. I was there for 2 months, and then when I came back, I was supposed to spend a week with Tez at his apartment. It was the worst week ever. Oh my, we argued the whole time. It was like the last stop on the train plus a 15-minute walk to the place. So there was like, it was stranded. This was before Uber, this was before Lyft, and he would take forever to come home from work, so I'd be like, pissed off waiting for him. And because he came to, like, because we started hanging out literally the day he moved, he never even got furniture for this apartment. So it was like his roommate, his room, but like he had nothing in his room. So the whole time I was in Malawi, I was like, you need to order a bed. You need to get a bed. Like, you need to order this bed. If I come back from Malawi and you don't have a bed, like, come on. So I flew 20 hours maybe, like from Malawi to Nigeria, Nigeria to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to like DC. He had work, so I took a taxi cab all the way to the apartment. I get out, he had hidden the key from me, I go in, and the bed is in the living room, propped up against the wall in the plastic wrap. He didn't even unwrap it. And his argument was, well, I got a bed. So I go in, it's like messy boys apartment, so I cleaned everything. I like set it up, like I organized the room the way it made sense. I put all the shoes by the door. His roommate had a daughter, and there was like no sense of rhyme or reason in the apartment, so much so that when his daughter came over, who must have been 3, she saw all the shoes lined up by the door, she took her shoes off, put them by the door, like, you know, we made a little system.
Like your dad's place with all the shoes.
You know, I had to make a decision because there was no decisions made on the organization, the furniture. I mean, I just reorganized everything. So we argued the entire week. And then when we left, it was me and Morgana, Chitra, Michaela, and Dad in a U-Haul, driving from DC to New York, because I was transferring from Howard to Fordham and Michaela was transferring from GW Columbia. And I turned to Morgana and I said, the moment we cross state lines, I'm done. I'm never talking to him again. So I transferred schools. I'm done. I'm done. Never talking to him again. Like, no. So I got to New York and he would text me occasionally and I'd like, yeah, hope you're doing good, whatever. Blocked him on Twitter. Did you block me on Twitter? No, my phone's unfollowing people, following. I don't know, there's something wrong with my phone, whatever. Every time I'm on the phone with Manny's like, Tez misses you so much. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So Manny came up to visit me and I was so excited. And when Manny got there, he's like, we're downstairs. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, Manny brought Kendra, so exciting. I rushed downstairs, so excited to see my big brother and Kendra, and it's Manny and Tez.
Surprise!
So I said, oh. It's like, hey, what's like nothing happened. He's all normal, like, how you been? Like, just so normal. So we go to dinner and the waiter asks if we want checks that are together or separate, because it's me, Manny, Tez, and Michaela. And Tez goes, we're together. What does I'm like, okay. Cool. Okay. On the walk back, we passed this little bakery and they had like an Oreo cheesecake, and I love Oreo cheesecake. He's like, you want some cheesecake? Come on, stop, you gotta get cheesecake. He was like laying it on so thick, but I forgave him, so you know.
Apparently.
All good. All it took was some cheesecake and a dinner, you know. I'm simple. But yeah.
I mean, the bed
Just a
was
cheesecake.
You know, we couldn't have gotten past.
The bed and the plastic wrap. But how did I know when he was the one? Well, I left, I graduated Fordham, I came home, and we'd always hang out and talk and everything like that.
Well, he did. He came to your graduation.
Yeah, he came to my graduation. Oh, and then he signed my card, your friend.
Wait, so wasn't there a big surprise? Yeah. Like your birthday? Wasn't that a big surprise that you showed up? That was huge.
No, but he was already my boyfriend then. For my 25th, he was already...
It was like, don't sign it at all.
Well, and this is the thing. Once I forgave him, he would come up and I would see him. We would hang out. I went to Philly, you know. So we're like clearly casually dating. I'm not your friend. And so he signed the card, your friend, and I just thought, wow, okay, well, you know. And so I came home and all my friends would be like, are you dating? Are you seeing anyone? What's going on? And I was like, no, I'm like doing my thing. And they're like, well, what about Tez? And I was like, Tez is great, but I don't want a long distance relationship.
But he's my friend.
Like, I just don't want long distance, whatever. And he had always been talking about moving to LA, like, oh, I'm gonna move to LA and do music. I'm like, yeah. So he came to visit in August, and he would like come back and forth or whatever, hang out, you know. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then when I crossed AKA, he came when I crossed, and then we drove up to Sacramento together, and like at the end of the trip, he was like, I'm gonna move here, we're gonna be together, you're my girlfriend, like that's it. I was like, okay. He moved here, we were together, he's my boyfriend, so.
And now since
He's not your boyfriend.
Well, then he was my boyfriend, so yeah.
now he's your fiance.
And when did I know he was the one? I guess when he moved here and was serious about it. You know, I was like, okay, he said it, you know, because he's been saying it since like the first week I met him. Oh yeah, I'm gonna move to LA one day. I'm like, okay. So I think when he actually, Sacramento, when he actually moved, is when I knew he was the one. But then obviously moving and living together seriously this time, and not like, oh, we live together, but you have somewhere else you can go if you really piss me off. That's when I knew he was the one. But my favorite memory is when we were in DC, we were in Maryland. One time we got into this huge fight. Oh, we won.
My favorite memory.
Well, no, because it's so funny. This is how I knew he was so serious. He and Manny did this like little interview for their music and producing and whatever. And I was going that weekend to go visit Tracy in New York, and the person was interviewing him. They're like, oh, what do you think about the art scene and the music scene in New York? He's like, I love New York. I might be going there this weekend. And I thought, you mean I'm going to New York this weekend? You're going to like. So we got into a fight, and I was like, you know what, I'm over you. And I took all his stuff out the room. I went somewhere else, like went to the mall, whatever, came back, and he had put all his stuff back in the room. He just like did it, and then like posted on the bed watching TV like nothing.
He said, nope, I don't think so.
So I think that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm stuck with him, you know.
That's so cute. Oops, one more.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, so Mandy and Kendra are no longer together. They're like, you know, they're no longer together, but they're going to be our witnesses. Because we wouldn't be here without them. And, you know, and my bad friend, thanks for being a bad friend. Because I wouldn't have moved, so it all worked out, you know?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Woo! I love that.
Cheers. Woo! About to be married, y'all. That's crazy. Okay, I guess I'll tell my engagement story. So, I've always been very strict on my timeline and my life, and like, you know, if anyone can tell you, I always follow the rules to like a reasonable extent. I'm not uptight or nuts or anything, but like, all my siblings are free spirits and go with the flow and woo, and I'm not.
You have to balance mine out. You are married.
I'm the only one. I'm like, we're sticking to the schedule, to the plan. Like, you go to college, you graduate high school, you get your grades, you go to college, you graduate college, you get a good job, you get married, you have kids. Like, I'm very rigid. I don't know why, because I'm the only one. None of them have followed the rules, but. So I've always been saying I'm getting married by 30. I want to have all my kids by the time I'm 35, because mom had Leland when she was 35, and I just like the difference in pregnancy pre-post 35. Yeah, like the moment you're 35, it's a geriatric pregnancy. You have to do all this extra shit, and I just thought, nah. The idea of pregnancy before, less so now, but it kind of freaks me out because that's a parasite, you know, like. It's a parasite. Like, you know, like that's a little scary if you think about
And
it.
that parasite's gonna eat up you for your whole entire life.
Yeah, that's, and like if you really think about it, you're like, whoa. If you think about children, if you really think about it, it's literally an alien life form growing in your body, eating off of you. That's a little scary. So I felt like, whoa, if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be before 35. You know, like that's pretty nuts. So I've always thought I'll get married by 30, have kids by 35, that's it. So when Tez moved out here, he obviously knows these things about me, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting married by 30. Like, you figure that out, but I'm getting married by 30. Yeah, you know, like, I'm getting married. I don't know to who, I hope you, but like, you know, you don't want to do it, let me know. So when he came to Sacramento, he was like, what type of engagement rings do you like? So I was like, let me show you so you know, like, don't get me, you know in Sex and the City, Aiden's ring, that first ring? Woo! Terrible. So over the summer, we went and looked at rings, and I liked 2 of them a lot. And then I said, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna go find some stuff in Sephora. You handle this. Okay, so I just walked out, you know, he knows what I like, he could figure it out from there. And I had no clue what ring he ended up getting, nothing. So it was quarantine, and for his birthday, we went to Big Bear. I did my fucking makeup, full face every day in Big Bear, because I thought if he does it, I gotta be together. Why did mom tell him? Mom told him. Because I thought we're like, we've been locked in the house, we're not going anywhere. He wouldn't do it at home, I guess.
We all knew she was waiting for the proposal. So it was like, it was fun for all of us to like, ha ha ha, she got her nails done, she got her makeup done. Ha,
I was doing,
we knew to go do my nails, so I didn't know
when it was gonna happen.
like I had bridal nails, like I had my nails done for months on edge because I thought, you're not gonna catch me slipping. It was at the point where I stopped wearing my promise ring so that he would realize how empty my hand looked. You know, like I'm not wearing my promise ring, my nails are done, I look flawless and beautiful all the time, like what's the holdup? So we're in Big Bear and he comes downstairs one day and he's like, your mom told me you think I'm gonna propose. I was like, first of all, I know you are, second of all, you little He's like, I wouldn't do it in Big Bear, you don't like Big Bear. I was like, oh, okay. I'll stop doing my makeup real quick.
But we all knew when it was gonna happen, except for you.
So then halfway through we're almost 3/4 through the month, Victoria, we had been like work was the worst ever. Like I was working 20 hours a day, ready to quit.
He let it slip, he said something about this month, and there were only 3 days left of the month, and you were freaking
No,
out
that's
because
not
there
why.
were no weekends.
No, I was saying because everyone was in town. That's why I thought he missed the boat. No, so we were having the worst time ever. I was working like 22-hour days, just like really miserable, hating life. And so Victoria was like, let's go out after the filing and celebrate on like Monday. And I thought, oof, a Monday, like, I don't go out on the weekday, but a Monday, like, damn, bitch. Well, I was like, oh, okay, I guess. But it was a big deal, so let's do it. That weekend, Leland was in town, Tracy, my godmother, was in town, and Manny was in town. And I remember all weekend doing my makeup and like looking
'Cause it
cute.
has to
You
be
know, I'm
this
like,
weekend 'cause
everyone's in town, you know, like, what are we doing? So Saturday night, Tracy and Mandela and I go to dinner, and Tracy's like, okay, well, I have my flight after this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, well, you know, Leland leaves,
But pause.
Manny leaves.
Tracy, this is hilarious. Tracy had taken photos of herself on the plane on the way in. So she pretended to
And she
leave,
posted
and
like,
she posted
LA
photos.
always treats me right or something like that, her on the plane. I'm like, oh, well, okay. So that,
Leland didn't really leave either, so we hid Leland. She thought Leland had left, but we hid Leland.
so I'm like, wow, everyone was here and everyone left, like you just fumbled the bag. So on Sunday we go to lunch, we go to Fridays, and I'm in a bad mood because work's terrible, and I think you just totally missed the perfect time to propose. And he's like, what's on your mind? I'm like, work. I'm mad as hell. Mad as hell. I'm like, I'm not going with Victoria tomorrow. Like, I'm over it. He's like, no, babe, I'll pay for you to go out. Like, go out and have a good time. I'm like, fine. So I go to Victoria's house that day, and like, I had the worst day ever. So much I was about to quit my job on the spot. Like, that's how pissed I was. Like, I spent the whole day crying. My nails wouldn't stay on. It was just like, I was in a bad mood. She's like, come on, like, let's go. It's all good. I'm like, fine, I'm not doing my makeup. She's like, come on, let's just, all right, so I'm some eyeliner, eye makeup, so we look cute. I'm like, fine, god damn it. So I do my eye makeup. She's like, you'll want to put your nails on. I'm like, for what? Like, I'm in a bad mood. Leave me alone. So I put my nails on. We go. The first place we go to, there's no space. The hostess is a bitch. I'm like, I'm really annoyed. We go to the second place, and I never go out like that. But when I do, Tez leaves me alone. He's texting me nonstop. I miss you so much. What are you doing?
Everybody's at the house. Everyone else is on Zoom waiting for her.
I was on this when she was texting me that night. Like, Jesus,
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, but also it's like, if you need something to happen on time, Victoria's not the person.
Yeah. Well, we know that now.
I mean,
We didn't know that now.
not the person. So he's texting me, I miss you so much. What are you doing? And this thing, I'm a little tipsy and a little faded at the dinner. I'm like, you know, Victoria and I talking, I'm like, Tez be pissing me off. He's harassing me, but he just blew his chance this week. And Victoria's like, I know. Wow. Texting me, I'm like, who's she text? Like, what the fuck? So finally we leave, and I'm like walking back to the car, my feet hurt. I have like 95 things because I worked at Victoria's. So I get home, and Michaela and Mandela's friend DeAndre is like filming at the front door, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, Dad has me shooting some footage. I'm like, ha, he found a job for you. Because, you know, Dad likes to randomly, hey, can you do something? Like, you know, I'm like, wow, you got caught. So I'm walking in, and I'm like, wow, tomorrow's trash day. Look, all the trash bins still inside. All my brothers suck. Like, I have 95 bags. I'm just like, ugh, I can't wait to take a fucking nap. Like, just complaining on the camera. Because I'm in a bad mood. Like, damn, you know? I go in and I'm like, la-di-da, talking to DeAndre, and all of a sudden I see like little twinkle lights. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn and I'm like, Crazy in Love starts playing, the lights blast on, and there's everyone, and I'm standing there with like 85 leftovers, my laptop, my purse, my getting ready bag, just like. So I obviously know what's gonna happen, so people run over, start taking my stuff, I start crying, and then I see Mom, and I hadn't seen Mom forever. She's on her crutches because she's like hobbling. I start sobbing hysterically, and I push her away, like, I can't with you right now, I gotta get it together, like, okay, back in the game, like, let's do this. And I had taken off my promise ring, I had been wearing it, and I wore it because I was going out with Victoria, and I didn't want, you know, like, if you have a ring on, men are less likely, still likely, but I put it on. And so he takes my hand, he's like, oh, why are you wearing this? And like, throws it off. I'm like, I haven't been. It wasn't until he got down that I immediately knew which ring he picked. I could not think of the ones out of the ones I liked that he picked, but when he got down, I knew what it was before he opened it. And he got me this ring, and it's perfect because it's like an adult version of my promise ring, but also it has 9 diamonds for the 9 years we've been together, according to him. So, yeah, so very thoughtful, very sweet. So, yeah, that's how he asked. Yeah. Well, and also, I wanted to make sure my nails were done. I wanted him to ask my parents. I wanted it to be in front of people, and I wanted to make sure he said my full name and like got down on his knee. And I didn't tell him any of this. It was just like in my brain. These are the things, and he did all of them. He did all of them. So it was perfect, better execution than I could have done. And it's, you know, because he did such a good job, I'm less annoyed about wedding planning, him not knowing any details. I'm like, you know what? You knocked it out the park with the proposal. I'll give it to you.
Show up on the day.
Whew.
Pretend I'm not here.
Oh, okay. Well, so that's how I knew and how I met him. And
He wasn't even that nervous either.
Well, someone sent me video of him beforehand practicing kneeling, and his pants are too tight, and he's like trying to hop around.
I think he had enough time to like get over the nerves.
Yeah.
And that's what he wanted by the time I got there.
Me and we're rushing while we're late. I'm like, Victoria's not the first to be on time.
Oh yeah, I was like, if you guys need her to be gone for a while, I'm the one to ask. I can't guarantee. She's like, should we get dessert? I'm like, oh my God.
Sorry.
And if I said no to dessert, it'd be
Yeah,
like,
like that's weird. If Victoria says no to dessert, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
What's up?
What the fuck, you know? If there's anyone who's gonna indulge with me, it's Victoria.
Yeah, I was like, I just want to have a girlfriend's night. Like, it's been crazy with COVID. Like, let's have a date night. Let's do our makeup. Like,
Let's get dressed up. I was like, damn, on a Monday.
Yeah, like on a Monday, I'm in a bad mood.
she's like, Victoria's shower.
Living.
Never expected.
I was more annoyed about Tracy leaving.
You were mad. You were really.
Yeah, I know.
Because you were telling me, like, yeah, I remember because you were like, yeah, fuck Ted.
Yeah, she had changed everyone's name in her phone so I wouldn't see messages and like think.
And I was texting Taz, I'm like, yo, she's talking to her right now. She's saying how you won't propose LOL. She don't know. She don't know what's happening in an hour. I was playing both sides.
Well, because he would do this thing too where he would like joke about it. He'd be like, yeah, when I propose to you, we'll see when. I'm like, by the end of the year. Like, yeah, maybe next year when I propose.
Played it cool. A little too cool.
He was having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm like, we might not be able to.
Obviously, it's incredible.
Yeah. Whatever it is.
Kaylee, my oldest friend, she's also my only married friend, so like this is exciting. At Kaylee's bridal shower, I won every game and Mom won the one other game.
You said wedding.
I know, I did say it, but there's something about opening it in front of everyone. Oh, this is beautiful.
Wow.
This is so cute.
Oh,
Really cute. Oh, okay. I literally don't own anything white ever. Period. Clothing, lingerie, nothing white is not my color. So this whole time I've been like,
that
is so cute. Oh, this is so
So this for the after party, all of it,
You gonna wear that with the lingerie?
Oh my God.
I told Jordan in the window.
You know I have to give you something vintage, so obviously I have to put another.
I love that.
I look like Celine Dion in the It's All Coming Back to Me Now music video while she's running through her category.
Oh my goodness. Damn, girl.
Ooh,
the cutout.
Okay.
Wow.
I never go wrong. A leopard print?
I thought all of your stuff would be leopard print.
I couldn't help it. I had to buy you something leopard print.
If anybody else went to Macy's, they'd probably have the same thing.
Oh, nah, that was worth it. If I would have sold out, I would have got that for you too.
So this event is done.
Oh, that's cute.
Bride.
That's so pretty.
I love shit like that.
I do.
You made anything?
You made that?
Stop.
Of course you made it. We're gonna do this, and it's a rope, but it's a grown man's rope.
Yes, there we go.
Gay, 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 gay.
Maya and Montez lighting the way to forever. Oh, these are beautiful. Okay guys, we just left Party City. We got some items for the after party. I spent a little more than I wanted to, but at this point, just spend the money because you've already spent this much. Why go cheap now? Not that I went expensive, but you know, we were discussing that. We had like a little last minute design meeting. We were discussing the after party details, run of show, what people are working on. We had a nice little like outdoor huddle. Did a little go team, and now Gana and I are headed home. I'm wearing my tiara from Gana. I have a rose gold tiara for the wedding dress, so I'm thinking maybe I'll wear this for the reception with my other look, because it's a moment and it needs to be featured. Because wow. Also, my gifts, so good. The robe from Xana, but then the long nightgown outfit.
Yeah.
The Celine Dion moment. Fuck.
I can't wait to see you try it on.
We're about to try it all on when we go home.
We're
trying everything on.
My last gift for Maya should actually be waiting at the door.
Oh, and she got me some shit. No, I'm just kidding. It was really exciting and fun. I had a great time, and I just want to give a real shout out to everyone. My sister, she stresses me the fuck out, but she did it. She did it. She really. She's gonna make me. We just do not run on the same schedule, but let me tell you, she's killing it. Her and Shay. Well, and that's the thing. It's like you and Shay are creators, and I know you're gonna kill it, but whoo, your process is because I'm a perfectionist. Victoria, I didn't start with the Maid of Honor, and let me tell you, there's no way it could be anyone but Victoria. So I appointed Victoria Maid of Honor a week ago now, and she's working for it.
She's killed it. Like,
okay, Victoria always looks like she's on fire, but she's killing it. She always looks like she's on fire, but she's knocking it out the park and killing it. And then I want to give a big special shout out to my mother. Is this woman the most annoying woman in the world? Yes. Could I have done any of this without her? No. And not only that, my bridal shower and bachelorette, she knocked it out the fucking park.
At least knows how to throw a party.
I mean, my mom is
a classy party.
Well, this is the thing. My mom is not a party girl. She's not. My mom's not a clubber. She's not a party. Like, you know, like she loves to go out, but not like a party, you know, like club stuff like that, music, concert, whatever. But, you know, I said for my bachelor party, I wanted to be stereotypical. I wanted to be trashy. I wanted strippers. When I tell you my mother killed it, this girl killed it. Killed it.
I've never seen strippers do this.
It was like there was a male dancer, then we painted him, then there was a female dancer, then we painted her, and then we had a pole dancing class. It was so good. My mother killed it. We were gonna be talking about this party for the next 100 years.
Yeah,
everybody. The video footage.
We'll see what y'all can even see.
It's crazy. I don't even know how I'm making a vlog out of this. I'm blurring most of it because it's just so. The owner asked me, she said, "Baby, you want a PG-13 or X?" And I said, "R?" She said, "PG-13 or X?"
We don't go in between.
X? And woo! Did they give it to me?
Yeah.
It was crazy, so funny. And then my bridal shower, I told everyone I wanted a tea. I wanted it to be so classy and timeless and just, you know, really traditional. And it was perfect. It was perfect. We went to this cute little tea house. We had all the little sandwiches and scones and the tea, and it was all really yummy. We had mimosas. I found a sparkling wine I like. Okay, I took a photo of it.
Oh, nice.
Because that brute was really...
Yeah, that was good.
I have to try it alone. Maybe it's not as good alone, but with the mimosa, I would actually drink
really
it.
good.
I had a couple. I usually am like, ugh. And it was just beautiful and timeless, and my gifts were so good. I wanted white lingerie, and baby, did I get white lingerie.
Yeah.
I got this tiara. I got this tiara from Gana. I got this like beautiful custom made robe from Rosie that's like white silk and satin with like jewels on. I mean, so good. And then from Kaylee? Or was it Brittany? I have it all on video. Someone got me a long white lace nightgown and robe.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, was it you?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Gana.
Screaming with the pearls. Yeah, with the pearls.
So it's a Celine Dion moment. I just
That's
imagine.
vintage. It's
So it's just.
yeah, Maya's.
I just had such perfect parties. I mean, this was perfect. It was just what I needed because you guys know wedding planning's been a shit show. So it was amazing and I had a great time. And thank you everyone who came and everyone who helped plan. And it was just beautiful. So
I'm just gonna plug Maya's honeymoon looks also now. Wait till you see that video because all these looks are about to hit.
whew, baby. Love you guys. Bye.